Last case on the agenda is 25 CUP 0042, also a short-term rental on Myrtle Street.
Jude Mattingly, Office of Planning Staff, 444 South Fifth Street. And this will be a conditional use permit for a non-owner occupied short-term rental within the TNZD. So the property is within the TNZD, it's zoned TNZD, and it's also within the traditional neighborhood form district. The structure contains 2 bedrooms that would allow for a maximum of 6 guests. There's on-street parking available in the immediate area, and the property does already have an approved conditional use permit and thus is not subject to the 600-foot separation requirement. Next slide, please. Here's an aerial of the subject site. Next slide, please. Zoning context, it's on the edge of the TNCD. Next slide, please. The subject property, it is behind that utility vehicle parked out front. That was the best angle I could get. And this is the adjacent area. If you were to travel east down Myrtle Street, you would get to this intersection of South 6th Street, which is where Central Park is. Next slide, please. And then if you were to travel west, Myrtle Street turns into South 7th Street. So the proposal is adequately justified for approval. The existing use is residential. It is located within a mix of residential, commercial, and industrial uses. Appears to meet all the standards of the conditional use permit, and there is adequate parking for the use. And your required actions will be to either approve or deny the conditional use permit for non-owner occupied short-term rental in the TNZD.
There's already a an approved conditional use permit for this property.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
The previous conditional use permit is what's known as null and void due to a lapse in registration.
But it hasn't been formally.
It has not been revoked.
That was
no.
my question. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions for staff? Thank you, Jude.
Thank you.
I don't have any speaker cards for this case. Ma'am, did you wish to speak?
Yes.
All right. And I will need to get a speaker card from you
Yes.
before you leave.
Yes.
All right. Name and address, please.
Nancy Wilkinson, 11706 Ridge Road, 40223.
Ms. Wilkinson, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give today is the truth?
Yes.
Please proceed.
Did you have a question?
I don't specifically have a question. I wanted to offer you the opportunity, since you were here in the courtroom, to share. Is there anything that you would like to share with the board?
Oh, well, I have had this Airbnb, I think almost 5 years.
Say that again, please.
I beg your pardon?
I didn't hear you.
I said I've had this Airbnb 5 years. It's wonderful. Everything's been great. It's great with the community, great with the neighbors. And I missed my registration. I missed my registration. It was just an oversight. I missed it. I didn't know I missed it. And then, was it November, Jude, or something? I got notice that, I could no longer rent because I had not complied. And so we stopped all the rentals immediately and took action to, did all the things we were supposed to do. And I just simply missed it. It's insane. It is insane. I just missed it. I missed the deadline. I thought somebody else had taken care of it. It hadn't. And I just coasted along. We didn't get any notifications. So, which is, they don't do that. So my missing it just until I was notified that I had missed it, I didn't know I had. So we have not, we've done everything we were supposed to do. We, paid the fine at the time and, stopped all rentals and everything to get to this point today, hopefully to get renewed.
How many years did you operate the short-term rental?
About 5.
Initial was approved.
21. No, it was before, I think 19, it was before COVID.
Okay.
So, so whatever, that was in 20. So it was before COVID. So the year before, like 19. So it's been great. It's been wonderful. The neighbors, I mean, everything about it is good. And then we went back through the process because we had to, because I missed it. And, we had neighbors show up at the neighborhood meeting and everybody was very supportive. With one neighbor who, she was actually very nice, but it's, she was there to say it's her. She tries to get all of them undone if she can, which I understand, but everybody was really nice and supportive and said they hope everything worked out. And it was just actually my error, my paperwork error.
This is the first year that you've had that situation with the.
No, I did it the last time also. I missed it. So I was super aware that I never wanted to have to go through this again and still missed it. So now we have in place all kinds of backup to make sure that never happens again. For one thing, I've turned it over to our business office manager who never misses anything in the world. So she will make sure it's paid promptly on time each year.
This has not been revoked, but it was missed. The registration was missed 2 years.
So we usually take revocations to the board in batches. So this is kind of one that wasn't processed the last time. So it's still a standing conditional use permit, but in effect, we can't register her. The benefit of it still being in effect is the property has a conditional use and any 600-foot separation issues are kind of moot. But she has to go back through this process. So when she gets, assuming you vote to approve it, if you don't, then she can still challenge the revocation when that day comes. If you are to approve it, then we'll have to abandon the one that she has. So I would just look at it as a new conditional use permit. It's going to now be under the new standards, which changed the occupancy standards and changed some of the other standards that weren't in effect when she got her initial conditional use, but she meets all those. But the big thing is I would just look at it as it's new, other than it's not impacted by the 600-foot rule.
And does it start a new date? Her yearly registration will start on this new date whenever she does
She
it.
currently doesn't have a registration, so she'll have to come in within 30 days and register, and then she'll be able to start up with the short-term rentals at that point.
Do you have other short-term rentals?
I don't personally, but we do kind of my husband and son have apartments down on Franklin Street, and we have 2 short-term rentals through that. And, yeah. But this is the only one that I manage.
The
And
only one
we
you-
don't
the only
ever
one you
have
manage
problems.
is that what you said? This is the only one you manage?
That I manage just on a regular, yes, I do, and my daughter. As far as the rentals and so forth.
Any other questions for Ms. Wilkinson? Thank you, ma'am. At this point, I'll close the public hearing. We are in deliberations on 25 CUP 0042, short-term rental on Myrtle Street. So having the benefit of the staff report and the testimony we've heard today, is there any discussion?
Do we know that there's not been any complaints against this operation prior when it was used?
I could go back through it, but my understanding, there have been complaints about operating or not keeping up with the registration. I don't know if there was a complaint that she was operating without the registration but not having it. So that complaint's on file, but there's nothing that would impact your decision. There's not a standing citation
No
that
noise
would prohibit them
complaints.
from reapplying for a year at this point.
No noise complaints or anything like that.
I can't attest to that because the noise complaint would go to LMPD and we would have to ask them for their records, but nothing that's gotten back to us. There's been no property maintenance violations or anything that would trigger the 2-strike rule, if that's,
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
general
getting.
direction of the question.
Thank you.
So if this were denied, it would be a year before this would come back, unless the applicant chooses to come before BOZIT to
Yeah,
Get a waiver.
if you were to deny it, then yeah, your bylaws would require them to wait 1 year before they could ask again. But they would also have the opportunity to challenge the revocation, which a number of people have in the past. She decided rather than challenge it to just go back through the process, which there's, some pros and cons to that. She doesn't have to meet the 600-foot separation, which would happen if her application were revoked. That would come up, but at the same time, she's paying the new fee and she's now going to be subject to all the other new rules, including more restrictive occupancy standards. So,
Right, thank you. I don't believe there's any other discussion on this case. Anyone ready to make a motion? Yes, Mr. Beta.
Madam Chair, regarding case number 25 CUP 0042, short-term rental at 610 Myrtle Street, I make a motion that we approve the conditional use permit to allow short-term rental of a dwelling unit that is not the primary residence of the owner, according to Land Development Code 4.2.63, and that motion includes the conditions lettered on 7 of 7, thank you. And that motion is based on the staff report, the standards of review, and the testimony that we've heard here today.
Is there a second?
second, forward.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the conditional use permit for the short-term rental on Myrtle. Roll call, please.
Jane Horton,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Vida,
Yes?
Ozos,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
Bond.
Yes, the conditional use permit has been approved. Thank you.